Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room recap for Thursday, December the 1st. My name is Barry Anderson. I'm the moderator of our trading room. This is the address to get into the room, and I am live on the mic between 9 a.m. and up to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you would like to take out a subscription to Trade Ideas, this is the link you can use, and you will see a promo code giving you instant savings. Just to give you an idea, if you took everything we have to offer, our premium package for the full year, it will work out to about $4 a day. All right, well, not quite the same sort of day as we had yesterday, where basically you could take any stock that was energy related and have traded it, and probably would have made some pretty good money. Not today. The energy stocks, some of them have been up, some of them have been down. The action has been quite choppy. One of the things we've been noticing too is that when you look at the indices, look at the comp, the NAS right now. NAS is down 68, but the Dow is up 54, and as we speak, and we've seen that divergence many days now, probably since the election. I'm not sure if it was happening just before the election, but certainly since the election. Seen many days in which we've got this divergence, which makes it, a little bit more dicey to trade. So, I should bear that in mind. And, Holly only had 4 strategies that made the cut today, which again should have told us something that, perhaps have to trade a little more cautiously. 3 were long and 1 was short. Now, the interesting thing is that Holly triggered on some of these long ones right off the bat. And to be honest, they just didn't work. Soon after that, she flipped the script, and even on that one short strategy, generated 4 shorts. And they have performed extremely well. Take a look at CDK as an example. This is one that I'm still in. CDK, the short was at 57.43. Right, you can see that on the y-axis, and the red is where the stop was. Obviously, we did not get stopped out. I ended up taking that trade at actually right at 43. Yeah, I think it popped up a little bit, and then it came back down. So I'm actually in this trade right at. Let me get the mark. There we go. Wow, it's a little bit low, but actually it's right there now. And I have traded some of it out. 57.19 and 57. Actually, that's right. I took a very quick pop at 57.36. But I'm still in here, and I'm hoping maybe I can get that dollar. I need 56.43 on the ask, and it hasn't come there. It's starting to curl up a little bit here, but nonetheless, this was a really nice trade. You can see here's another one that didn't work out quite as well, but I don't know why it's. Oh, I see. 58.80 and 58.42. So a modest gain there. RCL was just triggered 79.59 down, got all the way down to 78.80. The bottom line is that these shorts, once Holly determined that these long plays weren't working very well and the market was starting to drift down, she started hopping on these short plays. And so even though we only had the one strategy that made the cut today on the short side, they proved to be really good. So as I say, I'm still in CDK. And I am preparing, depending unless something catastrophic happens, I'm preparing to swing this one, this California Resources. In at 1970 as a swing trade. And so even though I got in up here, and you notice that it fell down in 1921. And as I told the room, people ask me, well, when are you going to get out? Well, I said that when I took this trade that I was preparing it for a potential swing. So when I do that, of course, I am lightening up on my shares because I'm not looking at it as an intraday trade. If it had been an intraday trade, I probably would have been out right here, at that low of that candle, or certainly 1950. Maybe taking a 20-cent loss. But because I'm preparing to potentially swing this, and when I say potentially, I mean if it dropped down below 19 by the end of the day, I'll probably get out and look at it again. But right now, I am going to hold on. And why am I doing this? It's obviously I'm looking at this daily chart. Back this up a little bit. And we have to go back a little bit here. So there is a high on June. So we're sort of at that high right now, 1986. We're close to that. You go back a little further though, and you're at 25. And obviously, energy has to these energy stocks have to be still pretty much in play, but some of them will definitely have a mind of their own. And so look where this one has come from. It's almost a double. I mean, we could look at a pullback, and that's obviously why I'm saying that if it drops down below 19, I'll probably get out and then look to get back in at some point. But right now, that's the play. And that's about it. I mean, it's been a choppy day. I had a loss on SMTC. I took this one early on in the day. That's quite the. Let me show you what happened. Yeah, I took this one right around here. This came from the options play, and it happens to be a. Excuse me, it's an earnings play also. Had earnings after the market closed yesterday, and so I took this trade right here at 31.60. And the problem is, I mean, well, look at that semiconductor. The semis really were being hit hard, but I thought, well, maybe this would have just enough juice on its own because it was an earnings play. Obviously, the market liked whatever they released. Did get up to 31.87, but I was really trying to see if I could get a little bit more of a move. Then all of a sudden, this candle hit, and I was able to actually escape this one for only a nickel loss. Yeah, 31.55 is where I got out, and because this was a nasty two candle segment, But anyway, that's why I have a loss, stop loss, and I was watching it like a hawk because I was worried the fact that the techs were all going down. Yes, this one was moving up, but you know, obviously the trend was just not in our favor for these tech plays. So that's why I was really watching it, and luckily I was able to get out for just a small loss. And that is really about it. I did take a little loss on, I took an early trade on LVS also from Holly. This is one of the ones that she was suggesting to get long on a bounce. See this bounce here. And so I did take the trader. I have traded LVS before. I've never really liked it. But I thought, okay, let's just see what happens. And, pay your stop. Got in here at 32, 62.32. Probably this candle, I was really trying to get out around 20. Got out at 10. So it was a little 10 cents after my stop. It went really quickly. But I was, when I look at what happened for the rest of it, I was pretty happy to get out when I did. Anyway, so just remember now, when you see this divergence in the markets, NAS is up, sorry, the NAS is down, and the Dow is up. It makes it a little more tricky to trade. And I don't even remember I think both of them. I think both of the indices were up yesterday, which made it a little bit easier because all the energy related stocks were just flying. Anyway, that's about it. What time is it? It's we got 10:45, 1:45, so with 2 hours and 15 minutes left in the market. So I'm itching to get back. Maybe we'll get something towards the end of the day. I know what I wanted to also mention here was Skechers. I did trade Skechers a couple of times. This was one. It was a little bit whippy to trade. Made a little bit of money on it, not much, but it was interesting because when we looked at the pre-market, it had popped up, and the news was that the CEO had bought $11 million worth of stock, so a big insider buy, and that really helped this stock. But it was pretty whippy. Look at this tail here. This was an incredible one to watch in real time. And then it just popped right back up. But anyway, that might be one to watch a little bit later on, though I think the 200-day moving average is just over 27, so it may stall right there. And that is definitely it now. I am watching EXPR. I wonder if it run away from me. No. This is an earnings play. It looked like it might have a little bit of a bounce here. See, I have this red dotted line. I was going to potentially take this trade over this high. It didn't make it, and so I won't be. I don't know, unless it takes out this area, I wouldn't be interested. You can just see. I mean, look, you have that topping tail, that topping tail. Bunch of them really close to that area. So if it did take this out, it might get a little bit of a bounce. Another one to maybe watch. This was the rumor. This is one of the Geo and CXW, the two prison stocks. And of course, they got slammed, a while back. Take a look at the daily chart on this one. They got slammed right here when it was thought that these are two private, excuse me, private prison stocks, GEO and CXW, and the thought was that the government was going to unprivatize them. And so that's what happened here. But then some news came out to potentially, this was the rumor anyway, that the government was definitely going to allow these guys to remain private. That's why you see the spike here in both of them. So might be something to certainly look at going forward. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put right here. I'm going to put a price alert right up here, right at the high before this happened. But if it's true that they are going to remain privatized, you see how, look at that spike, it almost got up to there. We'll see what happens maybe down the road, maybe several weeks from now, maybe tomorrow. Who knows? If it takes this out, though, it might have a bit of they both might have bits of runs in them. CXW will probably be the same sort of thing. GEO is a little closer to these highs, though, so have to see what happens with the prison stocks. All right, I'm going to shut this down and again bring back, here's how to get into the room. And I usually open the room up at about 8:45. That's when I start to share my screen, and then I get live on the mic between 9 a.m. and up to 4 p.m. And again, if you want to take out a subscription, this is the link you can use. You'll see a promo code there, and it will cost you a little over $4 a day if you take our premium service on an annual basis. All right, well, thanks very much for listening, and hope to see you in our trading room tomorrow. Bye-bye.